The Voice fans agree that the long-running singing competition hasn't quite been the same since Blake Shelton hung it up and decided to retire as a judge. According to a source close to Blake, he would consider coming out of retirement under two strict conditions. So, what are they? Blake Shelton was part of the original lineup of The Voice judges when the show first premiered. It was NBC's answer to American Idol, and they brought the star power to the judging panel. This is a trend that has continued in all of the seasons since. When one industry heavy hitter leaves The Voice judging panel, they are replaced by another judge who is at the top of their game. So, in that sense, there are no losers, because you can always count on a high-caliber celeb to occupy those seats and mentor the contestants. Blake Shelton was the last of the original The Voice judges to hang it up and ride off into the sunset. He did so after 23 seasons as a judge. During that time, viewers grew to love his wit, his humor, and even his bromance with host Carson Daly. Since leaving The Voice, Blake Shelton has had more time to focus on other projects. He recently opened his biggest Ole Red bar yet on the Las Vegas Strip. When he is not performing on the road or attending some type of event, Blake enjoys spending time on his Oklahoma ranch with his wife, Gwen Stefani. It turns out, Blake Shelton would be open to returning to his chair on the judging panel under two conditions. The first for the former The Voice judge would be to get his wife, Gwen Stefani, back in a chair beside him. A source close to the situation recently said he would come back to the show if Gwen was invited too, and then they could enjoy working together again. Blake Shelton's second condition for him to consider a return to his old post would be to get the original judging lineup back together again. The original lineup, along with Blake, included Adam Levine from Maroon 5, Christina Aguilera, and CeeLo Green. It would more than likely cost a pretty penny to get The Voice crew back together. However, adding Gwen Stefani to the mix with Blake Shelton and the original judging panel would also be a slam dunk of nostalgia that The Voice fans would love. It's certainly something for NBC execs to consider, especially if it means getting the band back together that started it all. Blake Shelton's departure from The Voice in 2023 marked the end of an era. As one of the show's original coaches, he spent 23 seasons helping aspiring singers, often with a mix of sharp wit, country charm, and genuine mentorship. Fans and fellow judges alike found it difficult to say goodbye, and ever since, the question has lingered, could he ever be lured back? Although Shelton has expressed contentment with his decision to step away, there are two compelling scenarios that might entice him to return. These factors touch on two aspects close to his heart: his relationship with fellow coach and wife Gwen Stefani, and his deep-rooted love for country music. Here's an exploration of the two elements that could bring Shelton back to the Voice chair. 1. Gwen Stefani's return, the power of a couples season. Blake and Gwen's love story blossomed right in front of fans' eyes on The Voice. When Gwen Stefani joined as a coach in 2014, no one could have predicted that she and Blake, with their starkly different musical backgrounds, would eventually become one of Hollywood's favorite couples. Their dynamic was a refreshing mix of flirtatious banter and sincere connection, and it added a unique layer to the show that no other duo could replicate. While The Voice has hosted various entertaining rivalries and partnerships, none brought the level of fan intrigue as the Blake-Gwen romance. If Gwen Stefani were to return for a special couples season, it could be a tempting offer for Blake. The chance to be on The Voice again with his wife might present an irresistible combination of nostalgia and fun. Throughout their time on the show, they delighted fans by teaming up, trading playful jabs, and bringing their genuine chemistry to the screen. A return alongside Gwen would allow Blake to once again enjoy the magic of The Voice without fully stepping back into the rigorous schedule he wanted to leave behind. The show could easily craft a couple season around the theme of partnerships. Imagine two-person teams on the coaches panel, which could include current or past coaches paired with celebrity guests. This concept would introduce a new element to The Voice, sparking fresh interest and giving Blake and Gwen another opportunity to shine as a power couple. Such a setup could allow Shelton to participate without committing to a full season, maintaining the relaxed pace he sought when he left the show. 2. A country-themed season, celebrating Blake's legacy and love for country music. Since the beginning, Blake Shelton has been the face of country music on The Voice, elevating the genre and helping numerous country artists find their footing. His presence provided the show with a distinctly American, rural sensibility, and his coaching style brought country music into mainstream focus. By doing so, Shelton cultivated a strong legacy as the coach who propelled country music talent and nurtured rising stars in the genre. His dedication to promoting country artists on The Voice has helped shape the show's identity and appeal to a broad audience, particularly those who might otherwise feel disconnected from the mainstream pop and rock genres typically spotlighted on such platforms. A country-themed season could be exactly the thing to coax him back. This concept would give Shelton a chance to celebrate and champion the genre he loves in a season that centers around his own legacy. Imagine a season filled with country hopefuls, with special segments that explore country music's roots, subgenres, and its cultural impact. Such a season could also honor Blake's personal journey, showcasing memorable moments from his past 23 seasons and highlighting the contributions he made to the show. This would provide him with a tribute befitting his role as the coach who changed The Voice forever. The logistics for a country-themed season could be tailored to feature special guest coaches and artists from the country music world, including legends like Dolly Parton, Garth Brooks, and George Strait. This would be an opportunity for Blake to act not only as a coach but as a mentor in a way that suits his current life stage. He could take on a more flexible role, possibly co-coaching with other country icons or guiding a team of country mentors to help contestants. For Blake, this approach would offer a sense of fulfillment without requiring the full season-long grind. The format could also extend beyond just the contestants. The set could feature Nashville-inspired elements, and live shows might include classic country themes and stories. It would create a fitting tribute to Shelton's time on the show, allowing him to share his deep passion for the genre and foster even more rising stars in country music. Why these scenarios could work. Blake Shelton's decision to step away from The Voice came down to a desire for a slower pace, more time with family, and a break from the relentless cycle of TV production. However, the allure of returning with Gwen by his side or being part of a season centered on his legacy would likely appeal to him on both a personal and professional level. In both scenarios, the format could be tailored to offer Shelton a limited role, perhaps joining for a few special episodes, or acting as a guest mentor rather than a full-time coach. This would provide The Voice the marketing boost of his return, while giving Shelton the freedom he now prioritizes. Plus, fans would appreciate a new approach to the show that respects Shelton's departure while still celebrating his legacy. Blake's departure left a noticeable gap on The Voice. The coaching panel continues to be full of talent, with musicians from different genres bringing their expertise, but none have quite captured the same blend of humor, authenticity, and heart that Blake provided. A temporary return under unique circumstances could satisfy fans while giving Blake a more manageable commitment level. The impact of Blake's return, bringing Blake Shelton back, even for a short period, would likely re-energize The Voice's audience. His return with Gwen for a couples-themed season would be an instant hit, as fans love watching their chemistry on screen. Alternatively, a country-themed season would give viewers an inside look at Shelton's passion for the genre, a fitting tribute to his years of hard work on The Voice. For NBC, Blake's return would serve as an effective promotional hook, driving viewership and renewing interest in a show that has remained popular but has missed his presence. A cameo by Shelton could also be the perfect opportunity for the show to experiment with special formats and themes, helping The Voice stay fresh and innovative in an increasingly competitive reality TV landscape.